27, Mr. Williams. Jeffrey.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Moore. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, you've been charged in case 23 CR 005589Y with reckless conduct. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
19 cycles, last arrest March of 2017 for a probation violation, DUI conviction 2016, a battery, family violence and disorderly conduct conviction 2016, possession of a controlled substance 2007, burglary in 1998, and 1 FTA in 2006, and nothing further.
Yes, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to where they spoke with the victim, Edward Howard. He advised that he and the defendant got into a physical altercation due to the defendant playing with a gun. That weapon actually was discharged, I believe, 3 times. This case is being reviewed by the DA's office because it's my understanding that the defendant is a convicted felon. So obviously this more than likely will become a felony case. But for right now, the state is asking for a $20,000 surety bond, no contact with the victim, a stay away from the incident location. I believe they might live in the same apartment, so at least a stay away from the victim's apartment, and obviously no weapons and drugs or alcohol while on bond.
Good afternoon, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is actually 67 years old, Your Honor, and it is one building apartment, and their unit, they have 1 to 10. That's all they have. And Mr. Edward Howard resides at number 1, and my client resides at number 10. Your Honor, Edward Howard is probably in Grady Hospital. They were arrested together. They're cross defendants, and Edward Howard used a gun to shoot at my client 3 times. And my client actually has a bleeding right now. He's still bleeding, and the Band-Aid, he really has to change because it is more than what I don't want him to get any kind of infection from his bleeding. Your Honor, we would like to request for signature on bond. He was a victim of the robbery by Mr. Edward Howard, who had a gun, and it was purely self-defense. And Your Honor, he does not have a phone number, but he gave me his niece's phone number. He has a solid address, and he's retired. He graduated from high school. He also has an associate degree. He does have HVAC, commercial refrigeration license. And Your Honor, he does need to take care of his health right now. We would like to request for a signature on bond, and no contact is absolutely fine with my client. Thanks.
So, Mr. Howard, was he?
He's in Grady, probably.
Well, if he's in Grady, was he in Grady because he was shot by a gun? Was there another gun involved, Mr. Walker?
No, I do not know, Your Honor. He had a gun, but he was.
It's not my understanding anybody was shot. The firearm was discharged. It's my understanding that it was discharged by the defendant, and that's why he's charged with reckless conduct.
And who lives in
Yes, so we're just gonna ask for to stay away from Unit 10 since they live in the same apartment building.
Unit 10 is my client's address. So Unit 1 is Mr. Howard's address. Cross defendants.
Where did the incident allegedly occur?
I believe it happened in
My
the
client's
defendant's
place.
home. In the defendant's home, I believe.
Yeah, he was robbed.
Okay. All right, it's going to be a $10,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with Edward Howard. Stay away from Mr. Howard's unit, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you.
Do we know what number Mr. Howard's unit is?
1.
Unit 1.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
Number 19.
Position
Who do we have?
11, Mr. Howard.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Howard. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Judge Morrow, yes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Howard. You have been charged in case 23 CR 0058225F with battery. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
What number is this?
It's
11.
position 11, but I don't see it on your sheet that you
He
gave.
wasn't on my pull sheet.
It's an add-on, I believe, Your Honor.
Okay, do you, Mr. Walker, do you have his history?
Yes, 1 second, Your Honor. Showing 4 cycles. I'm not showing any violent convictions. I'm just showing theft and drug charges and a probation violation, Your Honor.
Okay,
This is a cross-defendant case. We handled the cross-defendant Jeffrey Williams case last week. But in this case, law enforcement was dispatched to the apartment complex where Mr. Howard and the cross-defendant, Mr. Jeffrey Williams, reside. There was a physical altercation. It was determined that it was mutual combat. The cross-defendant, Mr. Jeffrey Williams, suffered stab wounds from Mr. Edward Howard. Of course, we did send this to the DA's office, but they did not accept, so it is going to remain in state court. Again, it is alleged that he stabbed Mr. Jeffrey Williams. We are asking for a $20,000 surety bond. No further contact with Mr. Jeffrey Williams, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. This incident did occur inside the apartment of Mr. Howard, so we are not requesting a stay away.
okay, and so Jeffrey Williams lives someplace else is what you're telling me?
They're neighbors and they live in the same apartment building, different
Okay.
units, the same building. So we're just asking for no further contact with Mr. Williams.
Okay. Yes, Ms. McLeod.
Your Honor, this is a very sad and unfortunate situation. My client is 66 years old. As the state has said, he has absolutely no violent history. He is a disabled veteran. My client tells me that he and his neighbor who actually know each other quite well were at his neighbor's house. His neighbor had asked him to bring his gun up there to show him because he was considering buying the gun from my client. My client said for some reason when he put the gun on the table, the gun went off by accident, and his friend was scared and thought he was about to attack him or something. I don't know why I would think that. So he grabbed an iron pipe and attacked my client. My client was in Grady for more than a week. He suffered a collapsed lungs, all kinds of issues. This is just a really bad situation. And on top of that, he was arrested after he left Grady. He's been sitting in jail for several days. He tells me, he is still suffering from the injuries he received on that occasion. It was a cross arrest, Your Honor, and obviously they couldn't get to the bottom of it. They tried to get the DA to accept the case. I guess someone in the DA's office realized that, it was not what they are trying to make it out to be. So based on all of that, I would ask you to give my client a signature bond so he can get out of jail, Your Honor. This is what he said happened, and he is totally devastated and has been hospitalized on top of that because of all of this. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Howard receive injuries?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
How did Mr. Howard receive injuries?
The cross defendant attacked him with an iron pipe, Your Honor. He had a long and all, because when the gun went off, he must have thought the gun was on the table. He told my client afterwards that he thought he was going to attack him. It was like, attack him? Why would I do that? This was an accident.
Right, and then he stabbed the cross defendant Jeffrey Williams. So we have a gun at play. The other person had stab wounds. They both were transported to the hospital, and that's the reason why the state is asking for a $20,000 surety. There were serious injuries to both parties.
And this sounds familiar to me, but I'm not sure, Mr. Walker. Did I issue the bond for Mr. Williams?
I'm trying to pull up Mr. Williams' case right now to see.
And my client has been sitting in jail since Monday. I first spoke to him on Monday, Your Honor. It's now Thursday.
And just to address that, I will make it clear that it's not a Riverside issue. He was booked in the jail, I believe, 9:30 p.m. on September 25th, so we are less than 72 hours.
No, maybe it was Tuesday, but it seemed like I spoke to him, quite some time ago, the first time, and I spoke to him again yesterday.
Here we go. I just found. I'm sorry, Jeffrey Williams is a common name, but I just found the case. So you issued a $10,000 SOB jail for Jeffrey Williams.
Okay, and so I thought I remembered the case. So given that I gave Mr. Williams an SOB jail, I am also going to issue Mr. Howard a $10,000 SOB through the jail. No further contact with Mr. Williams, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Mr. Howard.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
Your Honor, that concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Ms. McLeod. We appreciate your help.
You're welcome. Have a good afternoon.
You too.